I was suddenly more attracted to Twixes, hot chocolates, Walker's Ready Salted Crisps than ever before. If you found this video because you've just joined Noom and you're anxious to kickstart the programme the right way, congratulations, well done and committing to yourself. Or if you just want to hear a little more after my 2-year update, before committing to a 14-day trial, you're in the right place. Tip number 1, don't watch any more Noom reviews. You don't want to fall off the wagon before you've even got started. Before I made my review video, I hadn't watched any of the other Noom reviews. I didn't want to feel that I was being persuaded by other people's views. When I was looking to figure out my title for my video, I did have a look at what else was out there. There were some nutritionists and they were blaming Noom and they were coming at it from an expert point of view. They were talking about how the lists, the green, yellow and orange lists, were taking into account only caloric density and not taking into account any macronutrients. But the thing is, you're given so much information on this Noom course that they can't possibly give you everything all at once. So when you're far enough into the course that you're learning more about macronutrients and satiety, you've got that information that you can do with it as you will. You can make adjustments to how you've been using the lists and how you've been using your personal calorie amount for the day. They seem to have formed the same sorts of opinions based on a free trial period. Well, it's just not representative of the meat of the course. It's the hors d'oeuvres. These people don't seem to be coming at it from a beginner point of view, and that's fine if that's the audience that they want to reach. I'm here to reach out to people who I can help. And if you already know your stuff about nutrition and food psychology, well, this video probably isn't for you. There was someone who said that she'd done a psychology degree or something like that, and she struggled with the Noom psychology and taking it all in. There was too much. I'm going through perimenopause. I have brain fog and concentration issues, and I found it bloody brilliant. Now, where was I? Ah, yes. Tip number 2, get a journal. This will be so useful for all the notes that you want to take to reinforce the learning that you're going through, like interesting homework. Also, keeping a food tracker in a journal is easier than tracking it all in an app if you want to refer back to anything and see how far you've come. But you can track things, of course, in the Noom app, like your water intake. But it can be fun to just have it all there in front of you to see it if you make a note in your journal. You can track more than that if you want to, just don't try and do too much too soon. And any notebook is good enough, theoretically, but my personal favourites are Rhodia softcover notebooks. And I'll drop a link into some of those down below. Tip 3, save all the articles. Yes, all the articles. You just don't know when that one bit of information is going to pop into your head and you cannot for the life of you think of the context it was in or how long ago it might have been. And this is another good reason for getting a journal, so that you don't have to remember the date that you did something. You can have a quick glance at your notes and you're far more likely to find what you're looking for or where you need to find something to delve into it further. It is without doubt the worst part of the app that I have found is not being able to easily find something that you've already done. And so forewarned is forearmed. You're welcome. I'm currently in the process of going back over 100 weeks. I keep having to click back each week. So frustrating. But tip number 4, take photos. You are encouraged to take photos of things during the programme, but I think it needs to start earlier. Take those first before shots. I regret now that I didn't take them when I started the programme. The shots that I have are from mid-2020, but by the time I actually started Noom, I had put on weight above that, but I don't have any photographs to show for that. So I'd really like to see just how far I came. Also, I stopped taking photographs when I got to my happy weight. I'm going to endeavour, I think, to take more photographs now, and not just photographs of the body shots. Photographs of the food that has brought you joy in those days where you're really motivated, when other people are eating something and you've just said no to dessert. Take a photo of that menu that you said no to. It's a win. Hindsight is a wonderful thing, so I'm telling you now to go and take those photos. Take your clothes off. Don't have to be all of them, obviously, but that might be a bit much, especially not if you're still getting them developed at Boots. You really will be glad when you're spurring yourself on, looking at those pics to see how far you've come, the changes that are already taking place. It's a delightful feeling. I'm trying to get back into the habit now of recording things that bring me joy now that wouldn't have before. Pomegranate seeds on a wild rocket salad. Just love that photo. Hold on. Okay, I'll add it to my shopping list in a bit. These things hold a new kind of joy, not because I'm thinner than I was, but because I did this amazing thing, and because I've learned to treasure little things, and now I really want to help you too, paying it forward. Forward to tip number 5. Set a reminder for today, or tomorrow if it's too late today. Set a reminder for the most convenient time for you to sit down by yourself and take the time, maybe a cup of tea, cup of coffee, and maybe stop thinking about cups of tea and coffee as being an accompaniment to biscuits. Is that just me? Sorry, I got sidetracked by the thought of biscuits. This is the first habit that you can think about growing, just taking this time to yourself. Maybe putting a focus mode on your phone so that you're not going to get notifications, a time when the kids aren't going to be coming in to disturb you. Your intention should be to sit peacefully with the app and go through the learning for the day and just take time to get to grips with the layout of the app. And remember, you don't have to do all the things from day one, but you should definitely invest in some smart scales and put them somewhere where you know you will have access to them each day. I found the daily weighing was a relief because you're used to the weight fluctuations that take place from one day to the next. So you might be up and down and up and down and up and down, but you will also be further down when you're doing that. Of course, there'll be times when you go back up a little bit again, but it's all dealt with within the app. Hydration makes a massive difference. One of the best habits to get yourself into at first, I think, is when you're taking that time to yourself, take it with a glass of water or coffee or tea. Personally, I don't take milk in anything now, and I have succumbed to the green tea revolution. I'm pretty sure that's something you learn about in Noom as well. It doesn't take that long to get used to, honestly, and I actually enjoy it now. As long as you weigh yourself at the same time of the day, on the same set of scales, with the same stable base, then you can befriend that daily weigh-in. You don't notice so much if the numbers fluctuate, or rather, you get used to seeing the numbers fluctuate when you've maybe had a high sodium intake the day before. I'm looking at you, Chinese takeaway. Now, before we get to this bonus tip, and I think it's the make or break of the programme, I'd love it if you could tap or click the like button to let YouTube know that you enjoyed the video. I'd really appreciate it, and it also helps YouTube to decide to send the video out to others who might also enjoy it. Thank you. And so, here we are, bonus tip time. Keep an open mind. Keeping an open mind refers not to the programme, but to your belief in yourself. Look, I was curious about the app when I first started delving into the contents, But actually thinking that it was going to make a difference to my life? Nah, wasn't going to happen for me. I don't have any willpower at all. That's why I always said I don't diet, because as soon as that word popped into my head, I was suddenly more attracted to Twixes, hot chocolates, Walker's ready salted crisps than ever before. And yet, here I am, 2 years later, still holding my happy weight of between 51.5 and 52.5 kilos, roughly. Currently 51.2. You are committing to yourself, and you absolutely deserve this opportunity to feel in better health. Although Noom can lead you forward, the results you achieve are all in you. You've got this, you really have. I believe in you because, well, I didn't believe in myself, and look how far I came. Proof that lasting changes can be made. And as a side note here, I have managed to cure my ticklishness. Random? Yes. Liberating? Also yes. And instead of screaming at the mere sight of a spider, I can now deal with them myself. No fuss, no screaming. Now, are you ready? Remember, someone is going to make a start today. Someone, in no time at all, is going to have people making comments about have they lost weight, how good they're looking. That someone could be you. Commit to yourself and you'll see the results. There has never been a better time to commit to you than right now.
But Kirsten, you've not told us anything about exercise so far.
Well, I'm glad you asked, and I'll have something right here for that.